So it may take you 6 hours to 12 hours or even 6 months to a year to make your first sale on Amazon merch. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to increase your chances, which will save you time. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is RJ Martinez, and I have sold over 200,000 in royalties with merch by Amazon alone. And I have sold over 70,000 products all time. So you don't know exactly how long it will take you to make your first sale with Amazon merch. There's a lot of factors that play into this, right? If the customer is searching for that product and do they want that product at this time and moment, right? And one of the best ways to do that is, figuring out if people are searching for that product, right? And then you give them what they want. Okay, if you do it that way, that's definitely going to increase the chances of you making your first sale. So very, very important that you understand that. And I'm going to go more into detail in this video for you to help you figure that out and help you give you a better idea of what you need to do to make that happen. Now, with that being said, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up if you get any value out of it. Any questions related to merch by Amazon, comment down below, hit that notification bell, and make sure you subscribe.
All right, now, so research is just as important, okay, as the design, okay? So you don't want to just jump into a new niche and be like blind and think what's going on and what people are buying. The reason why you do research is you want to see that there's a demand in the niche. First of all, there's a demand in the niche, and you kind of get an idea of what people want, right? And if you can figure out, okay, what can you create in the niche and be the only one with that type of design, okay, and then make sales, you're going to rank number one for that design, right? So if you come over here, this is the classic way that I've been teaching for many years, okay, merchresearch.com. Now, depending on where you're doing your research at, I just do the US for this example, and then of course what product you're designing for. So whatever product that you're designing for, you can go ahead and pick whatever one you want right here. What I would recommend is just, for this example, we're going to start off with t-shirt. It's up to you right here, the keyword, basically the niche. Maybe it'd be like a English bulldog, any type of dog, right? A husky or whatever. But for this example, we're going to go ahead and just leave this blank and press search. And the idea here, guys, we're going to look for a design that has a BSR already. And what that is, it's a bestseller rank. Okay, this is right here. And what's showing right here is a tool that I'm using right here. It's the DS Amazon Quick View, which is a really awesome tool. And what we did was sorted by newest arrival, and basically we're just going to come down and just see I can drive a stick. Okay, and obviously this is interesting. Of course, you always want to check for trademarks and copyrights and stuff like that. There's a cool tool that Merchant Informer uses to help us do that. And then of course, just do a Google search and just to verify that, making sure that you're not breaking any type of rules, just to double check. It doesn't hurt to double check when it comes to checking for trademarks or copyrights. Okay, by the way, you can see the idea behind this, right? It's a graphic. Okay, I got a witch riding a broomstick. I can drive a stick. And as we click on this actual design for this t-shirt, so now you can go a little bit more deeper into this, just kind of see, the competition for this phrase. Okay, so I highlighted the phrase, come over here to show all merch. Okay, that's a free Chrome extension too as well. As we come in here, you're going to see there's a results. It's not too bad, 216. I want to say, of course, the lower the better the results, the better it's easier for you to rank on the front page. So if there's only 10 results, for example, okay, if there's 10 results, for example, if you make a sale, okay, you're going to rank, closer to the front page. And that's the goal. So no one goes on page 5 to buy a product, right? For the most part. Okay, now we see there's obviously some type of demand. So maybe that person, what they did was maybe they're running ads to that exact phrase, right? And that's one way to actually get ahead of, your competition. Or another way is if you have your own audience, right? You can actually show that to your audience and hey, check this cool shirt out, or show it to a friend. Check this cool shirt out. Then someone buys it, then you start to rank on the front page. If you have a really awesome design, don't be afraid to ask people to buy it. Okay, it's a dope design, right? So don't be afraid to ask people to buy that actual design. Think about this. What other ideas can you think about with Halloween, with funny sayings, right? You can even just go on Google and search funny sayings for Halloween, right? So for example, let me go over here, funny sayings for Halloween. Okay, So now you can see like tombstones, maybe Halloween and tombstones. Like you can, maybe there's some type of design that because me by looking at the Google search, it kind of showed that, right? Now let's come over here to images. Now this is gonna be like trick or tacos. Interesting. By me doing that, it just kind of I'm looking at other stuff on Google to give me more inspiration. Now this is going to be a really popular niche right now. There's going to be a lot of people searching for this stuff. Even if you go into any of these local stores like Target, Walmart, or any stores that have Halloween, Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever it is, you go into any of these stores, they're going to have Halloween stuff up. So research is just as important as the design itself. And I want to say research is king, because you don't obviously do something without researching it first. Now let me show you this Pay Tool Merchant Former. My affiliate link is going to be down below in the description. Okay, go ahead and sign up, and I have a coupon code down there below for you. If you go over here to sign into your Merchant Former account, let me show an example of how you can use this, okay, by doing research too as well. You come over here to product, and then you're gonna come over here to research, and then you're gonna go over here to movers and shakers. Now movers and shakers on Amazon is just like basically that anything that is, well, just on Merchant Former, movers and shakers, so that's something that's, it's getting sales, and it's, trending right now. Okay, one of the things, of course, you have, like I said, like obviously unless you have the rights, you can't design for Michael Myers and use this. And then basically what they did was kind of went around it by switching the title. You want to be very careful with certain things like that unless you have the rights, right? So if this person has the rights to that graphic or the drawing, the illustration, whatever you want to call it, if they have that, okay, the Michael Myers, then it's okay. But if they don't, then it's not okay. So make that very clear. And you see, like, if you look right here, it's going to show you too the sales rank and stuff like that, which is really cool. And it kind of filters out all the nonsense, and it helps you focus on the product, right? Let me actually show you this right here. The type, so weekly, daily, monthly. Okay, we did daily, merch by Amazon shirts, and it has all the other products. And then the marketplaces, boom. As we go into here, you can see like this is going to be like an evergreen niche. So that would be like evergreen niche, which would be like a consistent seller on your account, which is something that guys think about. I've been working more on evergreen niches to help keep my sales consistent over, like non-holidays, you know what I mean? And it just, my account has consistent sales on it, which is really awesome with merch by Amazon. As I go down right here, this is pretty cool. Pumpkin picking crew 20. This is a cool one, but the only thing is when you put 2021, okay, it's only good for this year. Okay, so next year it won't sell. Yeah, it might, but then you might get some returns because of that. I click on that right there. It's gonna pop up over here, right? As we highlight this, I'm gonna go ahead and use that merch research free tool and show all merch. It has, okay, around 258 results, as you can see, right? And basically what I would do is just keep doing the type of searches that I'm showing you. And I'm going to tell you, the lower the better. The lower the results, the better, because it basically means the low competition. But of course, you want to make sure that there's a demand in there. The whole front page has sales. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. So it's something to think about as you're doing this over and over. You want to see, okay, what kind of designs I can find in here, or what can I create that, you want to be creative in what you can create to stand out from everyone else. You can see how I would use this tool to kind of just look for inspiration for certain designs and see what's going on and see what people are buying, right? This is showing you what people are buying, which is very, very powerful. Now, keyword research, right? You want to think about how a customer is going to search for your product. Like, think about what keywords the customer is going to use, what long tail keywords are the customers going to use to find your product. Okay, with merch by Amazon, we have the brand, we have the title, we have the bullet points, and then we have the description. The title, I like to put 2 long tail keywords in there if possible. Okay, and then that one long tail keyword that I'm trying to rank for, I put it in the brand. Now it all depends, right? If you have a brand or something like that, okay, and you're not worried about using putting keywords in the brand, you just use your brand, right? That's not the issue. But one of the main focuses is the brand and the title. Okay, and then the bullet points come next, and then the description. But then you want to figure out, okay, and the title holds and the brand holds a lot of the weight of the SEO and how Amazon uses those for the keyword and how the customer searches for your product. That's how your product's going to search on Amazon. The search bar is going to be your best friend. So if a customer comes in and types in pumpkin, this tool is really cool. It's called AMZ Suggestion Expander. Okay, it's a Chrome extension. It's really awesome. It can, as you can see, as I type that in, let's type in pumpkin picking. It's going to show me all the keywords that people are looking for. So when you type this in, 2021's popping up, 21's popping up here. And then for kids, you see how all this right here, this is powerful because Amazon is suggesting this to the customer. For example, let's click on this. Okay, and the idea behind this right here, now Amazon's telling you not to put this into the title. Okay, as you put that into here, the goal is to have your design to pop up here. So as you can see right there, that's the idea behind it. So very, very powerful. If you understand that and figure that out and rinse and repeat this, of course, the results, the lower the better with the long tail keywords in the search bar. And there's certain ways that you can do that. Okay, you can go a little bit more broad with certain keywords and kind of work your way down, or just get an idea of what's, working right now on Amazon, or just getting inspiration from here, because you see the certain designs in here or certain sayings, and you're like, okay, maybe there's something I can do here. And then you can create a top selling design for it. You kind of get the idea of what they're trying to do. So you want to think a little bit outside the box and figure out what you can do to create something freaking really awesome that will make sales. Now let's say like a evergreen niche. So let's say I want to use let's say English bulldog. Okay, English bulldog with wings. Interesting. Angel with angel wings. English Halloween costume. Okay, let's say for example, let's just type in English bulldog. And then we come down, so bulldog dad, see that right there. Retro English bulldog, you see how they did that right there. Coffee and bulldogs, you see what they did right there, right? Kind of just mix it up. Let's say, for example, let's say tacos and bulldog, right? We got a result of 461. Of course, you want to work that down as much as possible. Tacos, because that way when you put it up on Amazon and it hasn't made a sale yet, it'll rank organically closer to that front page as possible with little results, right? But of course, you want to make sure there is a demand for it. And the way you would be doing that is just, looking to see if there's sales on the front page. That's one way. If there's sometimes if there's a search velocity on Google, there's most likely going to be a search volume on Amazon too as well. Let's say for example, farting bulldog shirt, right? If because bulldogs, they do fart a lot, so you think about it like that. Just a funny saying around that could be something that could be a top seller in a niche. But yeah, you get the idea, get the point. Search bar is going to be your best friend. Mess with it, put different keywords in there. How would a customer search for your product? And keep messing with it to kind of get an idea of how you would work your keywords in your listing. And if you want to know more in detail about how to put a listing together, you want to check this video out up here. I'll put in the link in the card link right here, and check that one out too as well. Simple text-based designs do make sales, okay? And I don't want you to think you have to be some over-the-top designer where you have to be an artist and you have to draw some type of detailed picture or artwork or illustration. We look at this over here. So for example, it's okay you don't like baseball. It's kind of a smart person sport anyway. It's a consistent seller. It's making sales. Okay, as you can see, consistent seller, selling, making sales. Of course, you want to double check that you're not doing, taking someone's song and putting the phrase on a shirt or anything like that, because, that's kind of against the rules. You don't want to do that. So you want to make sure that your, copyrights and then trademarks too as well, because sometimes there's some certain phrases that are trademarked and you cannot upload onto the platform. I'm showing all these ones are here are all text-based, okay? And they have a little bit of curve on them. It's nothing too crazy. Consistent seller. And this one has two different colors, but it's text-based, right? I know. I fish like a girl, try to keep up. Simple. Consistent seller. It's okay if you don't like soccer. It's kind of smart. You see what they did over there. You see how they scaled that out, by the way. They switched it from baseball to soccer. Boom. Consistent seller. Very, very powerful. I showed you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shirts that are all text-based designs that are consistent sellers in niches. So think of sarcastic, funny sayings, put them on t-shirts, and then, boom, next thing you know, you have a text-based design that's making sales. Okay, now there is this tool called Merch by Amazon Trademark Protection by Merchant Farmer. Okay, you can see it brings up these little tabs right here. And this is going to check directly to the USPTO, which is very, very powerful because you always want to double check this. You do not want to break any rules. You don't want to get a rejection on your account or anything like that. You want to double check for, trademarks and copyright. How about no? You can see that nothing popped up. Yeah, this right here, it's the topic about trademarks. It's like you question it sometimes, because sometimes it's like, okay, I'm in the clear for this. So is someone really going to trademark one single word that it's a very general word? You know, are they going to go after you? Most of the time, you know, that's not how it works, and it's very hard for people to trademark like single phrase words unless it's like Nike, like, you know, how they built a brand around Nike, you know. So they're right here, this one right here. How about no, the phrase, it's good, nothing. Now here's an example of one that will pop up. So eat pasta, run faster. So we hit that, boom, you can see that, the red mark, that phrase, and then it's up in the brand too as well. If we hit this, it's gonna pop up right here, and then we come over here, we check this, we see that it's live over here. Come over here to docs, you can see this is going to basically tell you the whole process of everything. You can see the registration certificate. Okay, it's there. Acceptance lodgement. So yeah, so this trademark is live, and you do not want to put anything up like this, because most likely if you put that into the title or even inside your listing, you're going to get a rejection, and it's a no. And then also too, it doesn't hurt to as well to highlight the phrase and maybe do a search over here. See, you're looking at this. How about no? Like, it's a general phrase, right? And it's a saying, right? It's a funny saying. This right here would be something that, you know, like if they went after you and they went after you, they just wanted you to take down. Maybe could, but it's hard to explain this right here. This is what I'm talking about sometimes. It's hard to explain this, but I wouldn't even like worry about it. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so also on the back end of your Merch by Amazon account, the resources section right up here. Okay, you want to learn like everything back here as far as like the content policy too. If you come over to content policy, it tells you a lot of the information about the rules. And I get it, sometimes they kind of leave you in the middle with certain types of, you know, like rules, and it's kind of but they just do that to kind of to protect their butt because they're a big company. You want to learn this stuff, okay? And it gives you a lot of good information in here, and it shows you, you know, the where the registered trademarks, where to check for them and how to check for them in different marketplaces, which is pretty hard to do. And I think with the automated uploader, the automation uploader that translates the designs for you into other marketplaces, if it gets rejected, you don't get a ding on your account. They say that in the rules too as well. They update a lot of stuff on the dashboard too. So if they update a new rule as far as like, you know, having gift in your title, that was one of the big things that they updated. They say that they don't like the word gift in the listing at all. The metadata, which is everything that is on the screen or on that page or whatever, they don't want, you know, certain phrases or certain things being used. So they'll update us. Make sure you're paying attention to that and check that frequently. They seem to give us an update every single month, which is really cool. And then they also took best practices, which is really cool. It gives you a ton of information about design and how, you know, what's the best practices and stuff like that. This is something that you would definitely want to learn. Me personally, I outsource a lot of the design work, like I told you before. Like when it comes to designing, simple does sell, so don't overthink it. Learn the resources back here and make sure that you're following the rules. And if you're kind of iffy about something, don't do it. Figure it out, learn it, see if you can do it. That way you're not kind of like, okay, hopefully this is not against the rules. You don't want to feel that type of way when you're making designs for products on Merch by Amazon.
Where can you create these designs, right? You can create designs on your phone. It's called GoDaddy Studio. It's a graphic design app. It's a really awesome app where you can just start making text-based designs on your phone. You can learn like a tool like GIMP, Photoshop, Illustrator. Merch Informer has a really awesome design tool that's web-based friendly. If you have issues with like your computer or anything like that and it's very slow, that has a web-based feature on there that you can create a ton of cool designs using that too as well. But learning any of these type of tools to help you with design, it's pretty easy when you're making text-based designs. You kind of just understand the placement of the design, and also too, do not be afraid to take up the whole placement on the Merch by Amazon product with your design, but make sure you know you're within inside of the template that it gives you. Okay, that's very important, but don't be afraid to make a big bold design. That usually tends to make sales faster. Making sure that you take up the whole template of the t-shirt design, very important. Now I want to go over a few things. Now remember, competition in a niche is very important. Okay, so if there's over 1,000 results for a certain search term or long tail keyword, okay, think about when you go and post that design or product organically on Merch by Amazon and it goes live on Amazon, it's going to show up like on page 5, page 6. So you want to try to focus on niches with very little competition, and you can do searches, right? Using the search bar as a tool and helping you figure out, okay, what keywords can you put together, help you rank closer to that front page and giving you very little competition. very important. Now, if you're in the lower tiers, right? Okay, one tip that I recommend is buy yourself out of buy your way out of it. In order for you to tier up, you have to have over 10 sales. And if you're at tier 10, tier 25, you have to have over 10 sales at tier 10. Tier 25, you have to have over 25 sales. And of course, you want to be as close as possible to your upload limit, which I recommend is 80% and above. So example, you have to have 8 live designs, okay, at tier 10. And then let's say at 25, you have to have over 20 live designs, and then you hit that threshold and then you'll tier up. They've been weird about the tier ups lately and how they do things, and that's okay. But that is one of the fastest ways to, get that tier up going for you, so you can have more room to dive into different niches and stuff like that and test more. Now, when it comes to price point, right? The lower you price, the more sales you're gonna get, the more sales velocity that you're gonna get on your Merch by Amazon account. I've tested this at the very beginning with my account, okay? And that's one way to jumpstart to get sales right away, okay? But then when you're uploading designs, you have to edit them and change the pricing because you're not making no profit. That does take a little bit more work, right? So now personally myself, I'm going straight to, with standard t-shirts, straight to $19.99, which is a $5 royalty. But the thing is here, you want to test, okay? Some people still use that same strategy that I've preached 3 years ago, where you price low, okay? Price at cost, you're only making like a 1 penny royalty, make your first sale, get to the front page, right? And once you get to the front page, then you can start to mess with the price a little bit and price to your competition, or even price at $19.99, run some ads, right? Now with lower tiers, you want to have access to the ads. So maybe you do want to price competitively with your competition, and it may give you a better chance of making organic sales. Now it's all about testing when it comes to this. But me personally, I've been pricing stuff to $19.99 and making sales organically because I'm going more after evergreen niches, and that's what works for me. Plus I'm at tier 200K. And it's no secret that Merch by Amazon has become a big business opportunity for everyone. Not everyone knows what they're doing. And if you follow these steps right here, this will help you make your first sale faster on Amazon Merch. And if you want more print-on-demand information, please watch this video right here next. And if you have any concerns or questions, please comment down below and make sure you subscribe to my channel.